that the original Dream Team beat Spain by 41 in Barcelona. So perhaps Coach Don Nelson will have spurred his team on to greater things. And, well, maybe China will suffer. The most points the Dream Team won scored was 127, and they did that twice against Brazil and Lithuania. And the biggest margin of victory for the Dream Team 1 was 68 against Angola. That was 116-48. So who knows, perhaps one of those records could go. Shaquille O'Neal, the man the Chinese fear most. But the Chinese win the opening tap. And the Americans in their customary man-to-man. And Shaquille, the first rebound. And there's the first miss by the Americans. A missed dunk there from Shawn Kemp. Here we go. Well, it hit the back of the rim and bounced into the crowd. So the score remains at no points each. Attempted pick and roll there from the Chinese, but the ball is just thrown out of bounds. Kevin Johnson. And Johnson misses the jumper, gets his own rebound, but there's a push against him. So one foul, Kevin Johnson. Reggie Miller playing defense in the front courts. And there's the first two of the game, and it's to China. Zhen Yu. So the Dream Team 2 have taken a minute and still have failed to score. Remember, Spain went 2-0 up again. We apologise for the slight breakup of your pictures. Adi Yang, the Chinese guard. And the rebound by Shan Tiomad. This is the bald-headed guard for China, number 4. This is though 14, Shan Tiomad. He drew the short straw of being marked by Shaquille O'Neal, and this time Shawn Kemp makes no mistake with the dunk. That's the Americans' first score. And Dan Marley there applauding some good defense from the Americans. His replay of that Kemp dunk. And it was a reverse dunk at that. So Reggie Miller adds to the score. Rather, Kevin Johnson is a Miller assist. So 4-2. And Shaquille O'Neal hits the front of the rim. That's poor ball handling there by the number 7 for China, Sun Jun. Reggie Miller on the three-point attempt. And Shaquille, not quite an assist. The trailing player was Reggie Miller. So Miller made the steal, but just missed the layup. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Substitution coming in for China is Hu Weidong, who top scored against Brazil with 27. Of course, China had a great result in the first round game, and they beat Brazil 97-93 in overtime. I'll fill you in with a few more scores later on as they come in to our booth here. And Reggie Miller hits the second. Young. 8 is U.S.A. Gets his shot blocked and loses the ball. Shawn Kemp up on the break, gets 2 and a bonus. 8-2, the Americans lead. Larry Johnson enjoyed that one from the bench. Here's the man who's triple teamed, and off on the fast break goes Shawn Kemp, and fouled by Young. Again, this is the bonus, and there's a pushing foul. Reggie Miller. Once again, must apologise for the breakup of your pictures. We'll see if our engineers can't sort it out. Another turnover nearly there. This is good front court defense from the Americans. Chinese have actually got a couple of shots away so far, and all of them have been under a lot of pressure. O'Neal's pass is intercepted. And Shawn Kemp, a big rebound. Joe Dumars outside the arc. A nice shot off the glass there for U.S.A. It's 4-8, the US lead. It's a pushing foul against Shawn Kemp, 7 feet 2. So a good matchup there, size-wise anyway, between Shawn Kemp and Shaquille O'Neal. Miller looking to get the ball into O'Neal. And Reggie Miller to Joe Dumars for 3. 4-11. Dumars hits his first of the game. He top scored against Spain with 21. That's China's first attempt from outside the arc, and Shaquille had nowhere to go, so he stepped out of bounds. China possession, sideline. And Don Nelson just acknowledges O'Neal's attempted outlet pass there. So the score, China 4, United States 11.
Eurosport.
Well, after Shaquille O'Neal stepped out of bounds, it's Chinese possession sideline, and they now have to regroup. They trail 11-4, but there's a steal for KJ and a dunk. 4-13 now. It's so easy for Kevin Johnson there, and the Chinese under all kinds of pressure getting the ball into courts. That's a travel. Man anticipated having his shot blocked. It was Shawn Kemp, and let's say fear took over there, and he travelled. Mind you, he probably thought, where's the daylight gone? There's O'Neal inside for 2 and a foul and a bonus. The man is just awesome, especially if he's marking you, I suppose. There we go. You have to feel sorry for Shawn Kemp. Never seen a man the size of O'Neal before. Not this close up anyway. 4-15 the score. O'Neal again misses from the foul line, but Joe Dumars the rebound. Oh, a nice pass there from Shaquille O'Neal into Shawn Kemp, who eventually dunks it. It's 4-17. This is already becoming a rout, as of course one expected it to be. And Reggie Miller the steal. And the fake three-pointer. And Reggie Miller caught in two minds there. The American defense back so quickly. Oh, that's a nice pass inside. And a nice quick shot as well from Liu Yudong. It's 6-17. The crowd enjoyed that one. Kevin Johnson is fouled on his way to the hoop. As I was saying earlier, perhaps Don Nelson regarded that result of 115-100 against Spain as somewhat of a wake-up call. So I would imagine a few terse words exchanged, and there's certainly no lack of motivation in this game today from the Americans. Reggie Miller over the top to Joe Dumars. This time hits the front of the rim. It's 17-6 to the Americans, and China off on a break. That's a nice fast break from them, but unfortunately they couldn't convert it. And over the top to O'Neal. Not quite an alley-oop, but pretty well nearly. 6-19. The crowd enjoyed that one. Superb pass and great athleticism from Shaquille O'Neal. Of course, the alley-oop quite legal in the NBA, not yet in international stuff. But that will be changed very quickly. From September the 1st, the alley-oop will be legal. Here we go, from Reggie Miller over the top to O'Neal, and caught it level with the hoop, so quite legal. That points in the paint. 14-4. So the Americans only 5 points from outside the paint, and here's China off on the break, and there's a slam from China as well. What Shaquille O'Neal can do, so can Hu Weidong. 8-19. Reggie Miller outside the arc. This is the three, and the rebound goes China's way. 5, Zhen Wu outside the arc. He hits a three. It's 11-19. China back into the hunt here. Joe Dumars penetrates. And O'Neal keeps the rebound not quite alive. Oh, good little phaser play here from China. They've come here not only to get experience, hopefully to get a medal as well. So perhaps if they get this game out of their system, then they have a big game against Spain. I'll tell you the reason for that in a couple of minutes' time. O'Neal picks up the rubbish. Oh, looked a bit iffy on the travel seen there from Kevin Johnson, but O'Neal gets the dunk and he'll get a bonus. It's 11-21. I must confess, Kevin Johnson's footwork looked a little bit suspicious there. Here we go. Well, I did him a disservice. Nothing wrong with that. The reason I said China will be really concentrating hard on that game against Spain on Sunday is because earlier on today, Spain beat Brazil 73-67. So Brazil, well, they will be going for places 9-16 because their next game is against the Dream Team 2. And without Oscar, Brazil have not a snowball in hell's chance. Johnson, 2 points and a foul again. It's 11-23. Basket has been ruled out after the foul. So Derek Coleman in for the first time. and he replaces the Man Mountain, Shaquille O'Neal. So this is 1-on-1 for KJ. 11-22. Now it is 11-23, and the denial defense from the Americans. This time unsuccessful. Zhen Wu penetrates, goes for the slam, and he's fouled by Derek Coleman. A smiling Derek Coleman at that. So Zhen Wu at 6'5", courageous enough to take on Derek Coleman. Attempted dunk, but Coleman fouls him. Two shots, Zhen Wu. 12-23, China trail. And rather a limp Chinese flag there. Looked a little bit embarrassed by it all. 13-23. Still a long time to go, so the Americans on course for a record score here, but not if they give the ball away as easily as that. Good defense from Joe Dumars. Zhen Wu going baseline. And he's fouled by Larry Johnson. And Mark Price into the game for the first time. Had a super game against Spain, and he replaces Larry Johnson. And that was almost a good hustle from China. Prevented the backcourt, but just gave it inside. And there's Derek Coleman having his arms whacked. And he'll have two foul shots. O'Neal looks on impassively. Well, with the score at 23-13, problems at the moment, naturally enough, are all those of China. It's 23-13, and Derek Coleman is on the line. That low percentage from China there, resulting from the tough defense from the Dream Team too. And Coleman hits the second. It's 24-13. Good defense again from the Americans, denying the simple pass in. Johnson trails through. The trailing dunk won't count, but Johnson will have two foul shots. All this is coming from super defense from the Americans. Derek Coleman steps in there for the interception. And the Americans not having the happiest of time from the foul line. Nelson just trying to sort out the defense. Not that he's got a lot to sort out. Get in there, Mo. 25-13. Almost a 10-second violation coming here. That was on 8.5 seconds. A nice pass inside, and there's Mark Price committing a foul. That's the thing about a good press. When teams get the ball over the halfway line, they think they've done it. And the pressure is still there. The man thought he got an easy layup there. And there's Mark Price saying, get out of here. So on the line is 15, Gong Xiaobing, I think. He steps away from the foul line as he shoots. And the ball hits the back of the rim. But not this time. It's 25-14. Kevin Johnson rifles a pass down the floor. Mark Price outside the arc, hits a three, 28-14. Coleman defending Gong Xiaobin. Again, listen to the communication from the Americans. Helping each other all the time. And the rebound from Derek Coleman. A long pass down court, Reggie Miller. Price, the look-away pass into Larry Johnson. And there's a holding foul. Beautiful pass inside there from Mark Price. Knew where Johnson was, didn't have to look. Here we go. There's that beautiful bounce pass in there. Great exhibition there of the use of peripheral vision from Mark Price. Unfortunately, he picked up a foul as well. Kevin Johnson getting a lot of court time, and remember he was a late replacement for the injured Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, who may not play again as a result of that Achilles tendon injury. There's a nice move along the baseline. Gong Xiaobing, 28-16. Price penetrating and dumping off, and Larry Johnson gets to 30-16. Great interchange there between Price and Johnson. So 10 minutes to go, first half, and already Dream Team 2 have 30 points. Foul there, and that's Mark. It's not, it's Dan Marley. Dan Marley of the Phoenix Suns. Dominique Wilkins coming in. Remember, against Spain, he didn't get in till late in the second half. So the crowd, they want to see a few examples of the human highlight clip. Oh, nice pass there from Wu Qing Long, and he's fouled by Dominique Wilkins. Wilkins, a senior citizen of this team now, at 34 years old. And an unhappy season, transferred from Atlanta Hawks to the LA Clippers, and we understand now he's on his way to Boston Celtics. Gong Xiaobin hits the top and the bottom. It's 30-18. Of course, Dominique Wilkins will pair up with one of the Croatian players here in this tournament, Dino Raja, at the Celtics. The 7th winningest coach in NBA history. That's Don Nelson. Took Golden State Warriors to 50 wins this season, and he had a lot of injuries to cope with as well. He's a former Celtics player himself, and 5 championships with them. Nice passing there from the Chinese. That was Liu Yudong of the Chinese Army Club. 30-20. And a good rebound as well. Oh, despite the obvious supremacy of the United States, they only lead by 10. Oh, that would have been a very valuable 3 indeed, but the Americans off on the fast break. What great hands from Larry Johnson. 32-20. The crowd loved that one. The pass from Derek Coleman, virtually the length of the court, and Larry Johnson took it so comfortably. Three-pointer is missed, and Johnson the rebound. And again, the pass down court for the easy layup for Dominique Wilkins. We'll call it a layup. It was a dunk. 34-20. Wilkins, what a smooth athlete he is. And the steal from Coleman. Behind the back pass is not quite executed. But he was tapped out of bounds by a Chinaman. Wilkins, Price. Marley, back to Price. Price lays it up, left-handed, and the rebound, Derek Coleman, and he's fouled by the number 10, Wu Qinglong. There's the reach-in foul from Wu Qinglong. So Derek Coleman has a bonus, or rather, one-on-one. 35-20. I'll leave you to work out what Don Nelson's talking about. Something about the defense. 36-20. Quote Don Nelson there. We've got a switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Americans now by 16. The Chinese like that pick and roll on the sideline, don't they? But there's an off-the-ball foul called. Perhaps it was on that switch that Don Nelson was talking about. All right, the score 36-20. The Americans having had a run of 6 without reply. 36-20 to the United States.
Cycling on Eurosport. From San Remo to Roubaix, from Flanders to Lombardy, you can share our fervour about the cycling scene, all the important rendezvous of 1994 guaranteed. Follow your favourite cyclists in the most famous and classic of races. Get into gear with the peloton on Eurosport. The Cycling World Cup, the San Sebastian Classic, Saturday 4:15 p.m, live on Eurosport.
So the Chinese have a 1-on-1 opportunity. And the first is successful.
One shot.
Liu Yudong hits the second as well. This is Mark Price of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Wilkins, now the Celtics. There's Price outside the arc, and the rebound by Derek Coleman. Left-handed off the glass, is successful, and he gets a bonus. 38-22. The foul, Gong Xiaobin. It is great left-handed shot off the glass from Coleman. And the referee right on the spot. Derek Coleman of the New Jersey Nets, #1 draft pick of 1990. Led the Nets in scoring, rebounding, and block shots last year. And he completes the bonus, and there's a provisional substitution on him. 39-22. So the Chinese asked for a provisional as well. And Shan Tiaomad replaces Gong Xiaobin. Qinglong. Wilkins lets his man go baseline. And the defense is intense here. Chinese can't get a pass away. Shot clock ticking down. That's why the shot had to be forced. The shot clock was on 4 then. This is Mark Price. Alonzo Mourning in there for 2. 41-22. Alonzo Mourning of the Charlotte Hornets. So just under 6.5 to go, and it's the USA now by 19. Closest China have been for a long time was 10 at 30-20. Yu Widong. And the rebound, Alonzo Mourning, and he gives it up and touches the man's elbow, so that's 2 foul shots. The foul against Alonzo Mourning. And Kevin Johnson replaces Mark Price. (41-23). The left-handed Shan Chiaomad. Meters 15, that converts to about 7 feet 2, so it's 41-24. Kevin Johnson. Alonzo Mourning. Oh, nice pass in there, and Dominique finishes it off with an emphatic one-handed dunk. The pass from Steve Smith. 43-24. So Coach Don Nelson giving Dominique Wilkins and Steve Smith a little bit more court time in this second game. Here's Dominique, his second foul. So 1-on-1 to China. And the top of it is missed, but the Chinese take the rebound. That's good passing from them. And a three-pointer, 43-27. Dominique Wilkins loses the ball. China on a 2-on-1 situation on the break. The rebound taken by Alonzo Mourning. Dan Marley. Marley from 3. That last three-point attempt from Dan Marley was on the back of a record season for Marley. He hit 192 three-pointers, a new NBA record last year, and 8 in one game. There's the Chinese, they get 2 and a bonus. It's 43-29. And Reggie Miller back in. There is Dan Marley, 192 three-point successes for the Phoenix Suns this season, or this last season. So the three-point play is completed. It's 43-30. Under 5 minutes, first half. Nice pass there from Johnson. Mourning couldn't hold it. 3-on-1 break from the Chinese, and the shot is blocked by Alonzo Mourning. Kevin Johnson keeps his dribble, and a blocking foul, so Johnson will have 1-on-1. That was a lovely fast break from the Chinese, but they didn't finish it off. Here we go. 3-on-1, and suddenly there's more than one back, and it was Alonzo Mourning And replay of the blocking foul against Liu Yudong. 43-30, the Americans lead. 44-30. Now let's see what kind of defense the Americans slap on. It's gone in, and there's a full court press denying the pass in. 45-30. There's a double team. Chinese just about got out of it. Chinese being forced to pass the ball around for a lot of the 30 seconds, but they hit a three there. 45-33. And within 12 again. Wilkins outside the arc. And rebound taken. Oh, that's a nice pass. Alonzo Mourning converts. 47-33. The nice pass there from Steve Smith. It's a shame for the Chinese. They took a good rebound, but then gave it away. 47-33. Long three-pointer is missed, and Mourning takes the rebound, and we're off on a fast break. Wilkins, no offensive foul there, and Kevin Johnson lays it up. 49-33. The cry from the bench is, let's go. And the block shot from Alonzo Mourning, which gives the Americans a fast break. And there's Alonzo Mourning on the end of the break as well. And that'll be 1-on-1 because the foul against Wu Qinglong. Great athleticism there from Alonzo Mourning. Blocks a shot at one end and ends up with a layup at the other end. So 1-on-1 to Alonzo Mourning with the score at 49-33 to the United States.
Catch all the action under the backboards and above the hoops with FIBA Basketball Monthly. The slams, the jams, all in a magazine packed with profiles and full-color action photos, plus a free Giant Superstar poster in every issue. Subscribe now and receive a fan pack of your favorite team and a free Molten basketball. FIBA Basketball Monthly, 24 pounds in the UK, $45 internationally. For more information or to subscribe, call or write now.
Eurosport.
So with 2 minutes 57 seconds left, it's the United States 50, China 33. And Alonzo Mourning on the line for the bottom of a 1-on-1. (51-33). More full court defense from the Americans. Reggie Miller. Joe Dumars back on court. That's a nice shot off the glass for China. 51-35. Liu Yudong, the number 11. Kevin Johnson, Alonzo Mourning. Oh, nice move there. Joe Dumars, 53-35. The pass from Alonzo Mourning. About 3.5 seconds to get the ball in there because of the defense. Johnson defends Wu Qinglong. I'll try that again. Wu Qinglong. And you can hear the American bench there claiming there was a push. And Reggie Miller probably agrees. Well, Reggie Miller ran into a moving pick there, didn't he? Or perhaps the post was trying to get out of the way. The one-on-one is unsuccessful, and Mourning another rebound. And look at that outlet pass. This is Reggie Miller. He's fouled. He'll have one-on-one. A tremendous outlet pass there from Alonzo Mourning. A little shimmy there from Reggie Miller, but he's fouled on his way to the hoop. So 2 shots, not one-on-one. (54-35). Reggie Miller from Indiana and out of UCLA. All-time leading scorer at the Indiana Pacers. 55-35. Alonzo Mourning on defense. 7 is Sun Yun, one of the top scorers for the Chinese. And Steve Smith just reaches in and puts a Chinaman on the line. Here we go, just whacks across the arm of Shan Xiaomad. Steve Smith from the Miami Heat. 55-36. Alonzo the rebound again. Alonzo Mourning, of course, was only the #2 draft pick in 1992 behind Shaquille O'Neal, and there he is, just rolling the ball over the rim. 57-36. And that pass didn't get to its expected destination because of the defense from the Americans. Joe Dumars going inside, fadeaway shots, and 59-36. A great professional, Joe Dumars. There's a holding foul, so China will come down the court for one-on-one. Let's call it a minute and a bit remaining in this first half. And the US lead by 23. Bonus shot for, well, the one-on-one, Hu Weidong. 59-37. China still shooting about 1 from 3, or scoring 1 from 3. It's 59-38. Kevin Johnson, change of direction, pass inside to Mourning. He's fouled. He'll get 2 and a bonus. 61-38. Nice pass there from Kevin Johnson. Here we go, change of direction, little shimmy, and pass around the corner, or around the man, into Alonzo Mourning, who is fouled, but strong enough to get 2 and a bonus. 61-38. So it's 3 out of 3 from the foul line for Alonzo Mourning. 62-38. Good defense again, and good reactions. Joe Dumars pulls up for 2. 64-38. And again, the defense. Showboat time from Steve Smith. The three-pointer is good. 67-38. Reggie Miller. Americans going out this first half in style. Just about 30 seconds. And China really struggling. And it's again a turnover. Joe Dumars, the look-away pass. Reggie Miller, 2. 69-38. What a great last minute we're having from the Americans. And they want more. Dominique is shouting for more. 69-38. We've had 9 points already in this last minutes from the Americans, and there's time for more. Reggie Miller hustles the ball down the floor, and Joe Dumars for 2. 71-38. I make that 12 points in the last 62 seconds of the first half, and don't the crowd love it? What a super exhibition of all-court defense from the Americans. 12 points in 1 minute and 2 seconds, and it all came from defense. 71-38 at the half.
The Olympic Stadium in Helsinki, Finland is host to the 1994 European Athletics Championships. From the 7th to the 14th of August, Eurosport takes you live to the Finnish capital for the year's top athletics event. The best of Europe's athletes offer you a real show in a country where athletics reigns as the #1 sport. With Nike. European Athletics Championships, Sunday live at 8:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. on Eurosport.
Well, back here at the Copps Coliseum in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, the crowd are still buzzing over that last 1 minute and 2 seconds of the first half. Remember, with the score at 59-38 to the United States, okay, they were leading by 21, but in that last incredible minute of defense, they outscored the Chinese 12-0. And it came from spectacular team defense. Leading scorers there, Hu Weidong, the number 8 for China, on 11. And Shaquille O'Neal back on court. Once again, our apologies for the breakup of pictures. We'll try and keep you informed if in fact we do lose the pictures. So the halftime score, 71-38. And remember that the Americans stung a little pride-wise by only a 15-point win against Spain. The record score for a Dream Team, that was Dream Team 1, is 127. So let's see if the Americans here, the Dream Team 2, are on course for that. In double 71, then we're in the 140s. Who knows? And that last minute of the first half, in contrast to the first minute of it, when the Americans failed to score. The camaraderie in his team is quite incredible. Coach Don Nelson's done a super job in a very short time. Shaquille O'Neal there, committing a holding foul.
United States foul on number 13, Shaquille O'Neal. His first personal foul.
Yeah, the hand was on the ball, but probably a little bit of contact with the arm as well.
Foul in the second half. At the line to shoot 2, number 14, Coach Shawn.
Shanto Ahmed, number 14, from the Beijing club. Pretty good matchup height-wise with Shaquille, but I think the Orlando Magic Man has got a few pounds advantage. Like about 75, I would think. Joe Dumars rescues the situation. A nice fake from him. And Shaquille can't get the rebound. Kevin Johnson gets a hand in there. And a little bit iffy on the dribble there, but a couple of fumbles, but kept possession. Kevin Johnson. This is Adi Yang from the Chinese Army Club. Can I say? Smallest man on court at 5'11". That's the number 4 for China. This is he now. That's a travel violation. Good defense there from Shaquille. Shantiomad attempting to take the big man on. And here we go. The shot was blocked and he landed with it. Johnson, the bounce pass into Shawn Kemp. And Kemp, oh, what kind of shot was that? A successful one anyway, 73-38. Got over his shoulder, really. Sun Jun, number 7 for China, defended by Joe Dumars. And Shawn Kemp commits a foul, reaching round.
The foul is on the United States, number 7, Shawn Kemp, his first personal foul.
Shawn Kemp from Seattle. Number 17 draft pick in 1989, and that despite not having been to college. The only man in this dream team too, not college educated. Good hands there from Shawn Kemp. And look at that dribble as well from a big man. But the turnover. Kemp enjoying himself. Well, only one field goal in nearly 3 minutes from the Americans. By contrast, that last minute of the first half, behind the back pass to Joe Dumars, and Shawn Kemp finishes it off with a big dunk. Great pass there from Joe Dumars, and doesn't Dan Marley enjoy it? Young, bounce pass into Chalmad, but Shaquille the rebound. Joe Dumars looking to get the ball into Shaquille, and O'Neal the jump hook shot, 77-40. Dumars on defense against Zhen Yu. And good hands from Dumars. Knocks the ball against the Chinaman's foot. That's clever defense from Joe Dumars of the Detroit Pistons. The winner, of course, in 89 and 90 of 2 NBA championship rings. 4 times an All-Star, Joe Dumars. And there's Jerry Coleman into Shawn Kemp. And Shawn Kemp bundles himself out of bounds. And into the game for the first time. That's just a replay of that lovely behind the back pass from Joe Dumars to Shawn Kemp. And in the game for the first time, number 6 for China, Ji Mingchang. Yang with nowhere to go. Defended by Kevin Johnson. Almost a steal there, Reggie Miller. 6 is Mingchang from the Shandong club. 77-42. Oh, what a pass inside. Shaquille O'Neal, great exhibition there of near backboard demolition. 79-42. Young, again defended by Kevin Johnson. Points in the paint, look at that, 5 times as many, 5.5 times almost as many for the US against China. But there's a 3 for China, 79-45. Over the top again to Shaquille, and another 2 for the big man, 81-45. The pass from Johnson. Called the screen, the American shout. There's another 3 for China, 81-48. Number 7 is Sun Yun. Kevin Johnson. The 3 from the US for Reggie Miller, 84-48. Yang for China, defended again by KJ. And that's an offensive foul. That's a defensive foul against Joe Dumars, his first. So score 84-48 to the United States with 14-17 to go. And the coach is just checking on that defensive foul. 7.5 minutes to go here in the Copps Coliseum. It's the United States 95, China 52. And one could forgive the Chinese for just going out there and enjoying themselves, as that young man there is, because their key game in this Pool A will be China against Spain. Because I can tell you that Spain beat Brazil earlier today. So Brazil, unless they can beat the United States, have to be content with the classification tournament. That's 9-16. So a big game ahead for China. So really what they've got to use this game for is, first of all, enjoyment, and secondly, gain a bit of experience. That was definitely traveling, but the referee ignored it. And that shot swatted away with contempt by the Orlando Magic center out of Louisiana State, Shaquille O'Neal. 95-52. The Chinese have a new shot clock if they want it. And look at that, an offensive rebound there from China. Zhen Wu stepped in there. Who didn't get a body on him then? It's 95-54. And believe it or not, Don Nelson was annoyed at that. And over the top to Shaquille, and he's got two at the other end. 97-54. The reach of the man. He's almost got telescopic arms. And look at that steal from Mark Price, but he had a foot out of bounds at the time. (97-54) to the United States. Look at that block shot, 6-0. And that was another one, so now it's 7-0. Shawn Kemp getting in on the block shot act. And here's O'Neal, that's traveling. Crowd don't like that call, but perfectly correct call from the referee. Dan Marley, a wry smile on his face. Here we go, there's the pass from Kemp. A one-handed look away. There's the travel. We'll give the big man 4 steps on that occasion. 2 big ones and 2 little tiny ones. And there's a shot up the glass for China, 97-56. That was Liu Yudong. The foul against Adi Yang. And the bandana around the head of Adi Yang can't disguise the fact that he got a foul. So Dan Marley back in the game. Thunder to his friends. He replaces Joe Dumars. Well, that was a pass off the glass there. Perfectly legal. And let's hope we get a replay of that one. Shaquille was fouled, so he'll have 2 foul shots. Here we go, a replay of the pass off the glass, which beat the cameraman. And Shaquille hits the first. 98-56. A rehearsed move, I have no doubt. 99-56. And with the new legalization of alley-oops, then that's given the opportunity for a lot of coaches around the world to think of new out-of-bounds plays. Just a reminder, alley-oops will be legal from September the 1st, all over the world, NBA and international. It's 99-56. And there's a 3, it's 99-59. Sun Yun. Dan Marley eventually to Mark Price via Shaquille. Shaquille offers a pick, and there's the roll. And into Shawn Kemp. There's a good defense from the Chinese, but a reach-in foul. Shawn Kemp is bundled to the floor by Ji Mingchang from the Shandong club.
He has 3 personals, and that's 6 on China.
So the third foul against Ming Chang.
He is replaced by number 13, dashing blue, Derek Coleman. Number 6 checks in for the United States, replacing Shaquille.
And Derek Coleman back in for the Americans. Mark Price dumps it off to Coleman. In there for a long time. Shawn Kemp misses. And the Chinese pick up the loose ball. Adi Yang defended by Mark Price. Almost in his boots with him. 7, Sun Yun outside the arc. And the rebound from Shawn Kemp. Price, the one-handed pass. And there's Derek Coleman inside. My mistake, it was Dan Marley who made the assist. 101-59. And the foul, pretty easy for the referee there. Shawn Kemp took the fake along with the popcorn seller.
The foul is on Shawn.
Here's the fake, and Shawn Kemp's up in the air.
On the 4th on the United States. Mijang Ji at the free throw line for China gets 2 free throws.
I think the public address man is talking about the same man as me. Number 6 is Ji Ming Chang. 101-60. So the Chinese by no means disgraced here, but getting nowhere near the Americans. Nowhere near as Spain did. And the foul, Sun Yun.
Whistle is on number 7, James Sun, his second personal foul.
Once again, our apologies for the breakup of pictures.
And Mark Price fouled on the way to the hoop.
So from the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's Mark Price, who led the Cavaliers last year in scoring, free throws, 2-point percentages, and assists. And he's not even in the top 5 free throw percentages in the American squad. 101-63, or rather 103-61. And good hands from Reggie Miller, which results in a jump ball. Those top free throw shooters in the Dream Team 2 are Reggie Miller, Mark Price is there, my apologies. Mark Price at 88.8%. And the top free throw shooter, Reggie Miller at 90.8%. The score 103-61 with a jump ball. Here, a replay of that one-handed assist from Dan Marley into Derek Coleman. And there's Shaquille with a slam. It's 103-61 with 7:56 to go in the second half.
Cycling on Eurosport. From San Remo to Roubaix, from Flanders to Lombardy, you can share our fervour about the cycling scene, all the important rendezvous of 1994 guaranteed. Follow your favourite cyclists in the most famous and classic of races. Get into gear with the peloton on Eurosport. The Cycling World Cup, the San Sebastian Classic, Saturday 4:15 p.m, live on Eurosport.
So back here at the Copse Coliseum, we have a jump ball between Reggie Miller and Adi Yang of China. It's 103-61 to the US, and you can't do that, I'm afraid. Adi Yang, you can't tap the ball to yourself. Dominique Wilkins re-enters the fray. Remember, each jumper is allowed 2 taps of the ball, and neither jumper can catch it until it's touched another man on court or the floor. And there's the 3, which takes the score to 106-61. The hands from Derek Coleman. Out of bounds, China ball. (106-61). Remember, the most points scored by a Dream Team in official competition is 127. And Dream Team 1 did that twice. Once was against Lithuania, and the other time it was against Brazil. So 2 quality teams there to score a lot of points against. There's Dominique picking up the garbage. It's 108-61. And the biggest margin of victory for a Dream Team was against Angola, 116-48, which I make a 68-point margin. So we're talking about records here, record margins and record high scores. 13 for China with a 3-point attempt, which is unsuccessful. It was Liu Daoqing. But it's China possession out of bounds. Oh, that's a nice pass from Sun Yun, but he traveled. The pass receiver traveled. Derek Coleman. Dominique Wilkins throws the ball away. Good passing there from the Chinese, and it ends up with a score at 108-61. Adiyang. Marley. Coleman. Price. Off the glass. Unsuccessful. Alonzo Mourning picks up the rubbish and hands it off to Dominique Wilkins. 110-61. There's a foul. Mark Price. Now, are we going to get a repeat of the last minute or so of the first half, when the Americans ran in 12 points in 62 seconds? Some concern looks on the faces of the Chinese bench there. I have no doubt that, as well as enjoying this, their minds are on their clash against Spain, which will decide who goes through from this pool with the United States. Adiyang passes off for a 3-pointer from Liu Yudong. 110-64. Very creditable performance indeed from the Chinese, but there's a 3 from the corner for Dominique Wilkins. 113-65. Kevin Johnson just takes his tracky top off, so he's just coming in for a sub. Wilkins on defense for Adiyang. Mark Price gets a hand on it from behind, and Marley off on the fast break. This is Dominique Wilkins, and pretty good turnaround move there from Dominique Wilkins. Not quite in the highlights class, but a nice move anyway. 115-65. The pass from Dan Marley. Adiyang under all kinds of pressure from Mark Price, and smart enough not to touch the ball as it's going out of bounds. Doesn't look Chinese, does he? Adiyang, number 4. Nice behind the back pass there, and it was deflected by an American hand. 5 feet 11, Adiyang, the smallest man on the court. Very, very much involved with the play here. And defended by Alonzo Mourning there. This is Dan Marley. 3-on-1, and Marley goes all the way. He's fouled. Big grin on the face of Dan Marley. He's really enjoying his time here in Hamilton, Ontario. 115-65. So we have a 50-point margin as opposed to 15 in the Dream Team 2's first game against Spain. Derek Coleman is replaced by Larry Johnson. So Dan Marley yet to score in this game. And that situation is not rectified yet. but it is now 1:16.65. A margin of 51. There's the foul, and it's against Larry Johnson. So remember, the Dream Team won. Their biggest margin of victory was 68, and their highest score was 127, which they achieved twice. Once against Lithuania and once against Brazil. So Dream Team 2 could break both records here. But China will want to have a say in that. It's 116.66. And Kevin Johnson just going off there. I hope there's no serious injury. 1:16.67. I'll try and keep you informed what that Johnson situation is. And there's a three. It's 1:19.67. But Dominique Wilkins outside the arc. Adiyang defended by Marley. A lot of switching going on here, but Marley stays with Adiyang. That was deflected off a Chinese hand. Well, it was given off an American hand. So the score is 119, 119 to the United States, 67 to China with 3:48 to go.
The Volvo Tour. From the Mediterranean Open to the British Masters via the Irish Open and the World Championships. All the great tournaments on the European circuit. So get into the swing of it and get onto the green with Eurosport. The Volvo Tour is brought to you on Eurosport by Volvo.
The BMW International Open from Munich, Saturday and Sunday at 5 p.m. on Eurosport. The Eurosport phone-in competition with Club Méditerranée. This week you can win a trip for two to the fabulous Vitel Village Club, France. Also to be won, Fruit of the Loom casual wear. Just dial the following number right now.
Allô?
The Eurosport phone-in, hello.
Allô? Eurosport, j'écoute.
And good luck.
Skill, stamina, elegance. Every 4 years, the Equestrian World Games brings together the world's top riders. This year, 47 countries will compete in 6 different disciplines in the Netherlands. It's the equestrian event, and it's on Eurosport.
The Equestrian World Games, Saturday live at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday live at 3:30 p.m. on Eurosport.
It's China's possession out of bounds. It's 119.67 to the United States. And there's 1 second left on the shot clock, and Dominique Wilkins takes the rebound. Three and a half minutes. Dan Marley outside the arc, buries a three. It's 122.67. The Americans are 8 points away from a Dream Team record. That is of scoring the most points in an official competition. 122.67. Adiyang, dare I say it, is he running the clock down? He's going to the hoop, he's fouled, and this gives me the opportunity to give you a few results from other games played here in Canada. Brazil 67, Spain 73 in Group A. A big game there for the Spaniards and a disaster for Brazil. Croatia 104, South Korea 53, Cuba 87, Australia 93, Canada 91, Argentina 73, And Russia 94, Angola 57. And lastly, in Group D, Greece 69, Egypt 53. And the big game we saw on Eurosport, Germany 81, Puerto Rico 74. So Pool D, very, very interesting indeed. And we've worked it out. The fact of the matter is that in Pool D, let's assume that Germany beat Egypt, and that's, well, by no means certain. It should happen, but you never know. So if Germany do beat Egypt, then we have a situation where if Greece beat Puerto Rico, then Germany and Greece go through. But if Puerto Rico beat Greece by anywhere from 5 to 13, then Puerto Rico and Greece go through. But obviously, if Puerto Rico win but by less than 5, then Germany and Greece go through. Of course, Greece could be eliminated if Puerto Rico win by 14 or more. So a lot of ifs and buts there. And one wouldn't expect anything else with Germany involved, because that's exactly what happened to them in the Europeans in '93. And they went through to win the whole tournament. Chances against that happening here, winning the tournament, that is, probably about 1 billion to 1. Nice move there from the Chinese number 14, Shan Qiaomad. 123.71. The Americans 5 away from a record, now make that 3 away from the record after Alonzo Mourning just rolls the ball over the front of the rim. 125.71. 2 minutes, and I think the Americans stand a good chance of scoring those 3 points at least. Dominique Wilkins there, committing a blocking foul or a holding foul. To repeat, Wilkins, a pretty unhappy season this year with the Los Angeles Clippers, but we understand he's been transferred to the Boston Celtics. He will be a teammate of Dino Raja. 125.72. Don't think the Dream Team 2 are going to make the record margin, which is 68. But they can make the record high score, which is 127. They can beat that. At the moment, they are 52 points in the lead. Well, considering they scored 12 in the last minute of the first half, it is possible, I suppose, but well, perhaps the incentive has gone. Larry Johnson of the Charlotte Hornets. He missed 31 games through injury last season. It was a back injury, we understand. NBA Rookie of the Year in 1992. 126.73. So they have equaled now with 127 points. The highest score made by the likes of Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Clyde Drexler, etc. And the rebound from Alonzo Mourning. Now we'll list to the offense where that particular record will go. Dominique misses the 2, but has 2 foul shots in which to make that particular landmark. Here you go, here's Wilkins on the baseline, fakes, and number 6, Ji-Ming Chang fouls him. So Dominique Wilkins. That's it, it's 128.73. So the Dream Team 2 have scored more points in one single match than the Dream Team 1 ever did. Minor statistic that, I'm sure, but well, in a 50-point hammering, statistics become quite interesting. Dan Marley just knocks the ball out of bounds, so it's 128.73 to the United States. Adiyang with under a minute and a half to go. Back to Adiyang. defended by Steve Smith. Oh, nice pass there. But the rebound taken by Dominique Wilkins. Steve Smith, one-handed pass. Shawn Kemp is, or rather Larry Johnson is mugged by two Chinamen. Here we go, the pass, the one-handed pass from Steve Smith. There's Larry Johnson on the baseline, and two Chinese players uncompromisingly hit him. 128-73 with Larry Johnson on the line. 26 from 35 for the US and 21 from 26 for China. So percentages in China's favor there. 129-73. $130-73. And still the defense is full court. We're in the last minutes. And the shot is blocked by Alonzo Mourning. And we have three Chinamen against Alonzo Mourning. This is good passing, and there's a foul. That was good pressure defense there from the Chinese. Alonzo Mourning suddenly found himself surrounded by three players with nowhere to go. And that was a replay of the foul situation. Here we go, Mourning, there's the foul. Jiming Chang, a one-on-one. Everybody's in very early there, but it doesn't matter because the ball goes in eventually. It's 130-74. $130-75, so a 55-point margin. Nowhere near the 68 that United States beat Angola in Barcelona by, but it's 132-75 now. We're in the last 30 seconds. Margin 57. 20 seconds. Shan Komad. 7 is Sun Yun. He's got a three-point threat from there. And that's a good rebound from the number 11, Liao Yudong. It's 132-77. 3 seconds, and that I think will be the final score. 132-77. United States establish a Dream Team record with that 132 points, which beats 127 of the Dream Team 1. A gallant performance from the Chinese. A happy, smiling Don Nelson there. Back on track after what could be described as a slight hiccup against Spain. They only beat Spain by 15, remember. And earlier on today, Spain beat Brazil by 6 to qualify for the second round. So 132-77, the final score from Roy Birch in Hamilton, Ontario. Goodbye.
The World Basketball Championship was brought to you by Nike.